Well, I guess we all have that moment in life where you realize A, you're getting old. B, you've done a good job of raising your kids because they are wise, beyond their years. And C, one of those wise kids says to you, Mom, you need to go to bed. You're sick. And we can do this stuff on the weekend. So, yeah, I kind of feel like I'm going to throw up. And I was running around all morning trying to get stuff done. I got some stuff done, different stuff than I planned, basically, but at least I felt like I was accomplishing a little bit. But by, I don't know, I want to say 1 o'clock, 1 p.m., yeah, I just started to not feel good, and it was becoming an uphill battle to get, like, even to carry the stuff in from the car, or I was like, you know what, I'm gonna lay down for like an hour or so. Maybe I'll catch a nap. Maybe I'm just overtired. Did a little meditation. I don't know if I've mentioned, I use the Headspace app. I love it. I use it pretty much every day. And I'm not like someone who ever thought they could meditate. And I think it's because my previous attempts, like the couple times that I tried to learn, I I didn't really know how to do it, and I was trying to do it from reading about it and then trying to do it. Definitely using the app and using it consistently for the last, I'd say maybe, I want to say probably close to 3 months maybe at this point I've been using it. I'm finally getting the hang of it. I'm not great at it yet, but I'm at least realizing that I can do it. And I am feeling like I find myself able to kind of step back and chill out. Not that I was ever like a hothead or a real, high strung kind of person, but I'm stressing out less, I guess I would say, or when I catch myself stressing out, I can recognize it and make myself kind of chill easier. So I think that's the meditation starting to help me reframe my thinking when I need to. Anyway, so one of my things I was gonna do today, I went to Price Chopper specifically because they had a couple sales on meat that's normally expensive that I wouldn't buy, and I know I broke my own rule that I just made last week. I just got my first butcher box, and I was like, I'm not buying meat anywhere else. But then I was like, you know what, these are really good sales, and I could bring this home and spend the rest of the day canning, and I'll have a bunch of stuff put up, and I'll feel good about that. And it's stuff that, like I said, is, things that just at full price are what I consider overpriced. Like meat in the $7 or $8 a pound range, I just don't buy. I don't. But if you take that $7 meat and make the big packages of it, buy one get one free, then it's like, hey, it's $3.50 a pound. So grocery math and logic. So I bought a bunch. If you've watched any of my videos where I had to deal with, and yes, I am fighting back, feeling like I'm going to gag. That's how sick I'm feeling right now. I just ate some crackers. I remember, if you have like a upset stomach, I know when you have morning sickness, they tell you to eat crackers. I think when you have regular upset stomach, dry stuff like that is supposed to help too. I didn't have saltines. I had like like a store brand like Ritz. I tried eating a few of those. It's not helping. So anyway, I came home from the store with this 3 different kinds of meat that I had grand plans for how I was going to be canning it. 2 were going to be in like Italian kind of tomato sauce kind of thing, and 1 was just going to be plain old stew meat. As you know, like I said, if you watch my meatloaf video, you know that I can't stand touching raw meat. That's something that, being single, it's easier to just not eat meat than it is to have to touch it and cook it. There was a decade in my life where I didn't eat any kind of meat, and I mean any kind, meat, fish, bird, like some people just say meat, they mean red meat. But then they'll go and eat Jell-O that is made of the connective tissue of animals. So when I was a vegetarian, I didn't eat anything that involved, if something had to be killed to make it, that was kind of my rule. I would eat eggs, I would drink milk, but if it involved killing, that was where I drew the line. So yeah, not eating the flesh of anything, or once you think of it that way for a long time, thought of it is gross. And even once, for health reasons that I have discussed in the past, I'm not getting into now, that I had to go back into including as part of my diet. I was pregnant with Patrick when I had to go back to eating it. And Patrick, the wise old soul of 17, is the one who just told me to go to bed. So 17 years I've been back to eating it. More like 18 years. Because, well, I was almost done being pregnant with him. I was like in my 7th month when I had to start eating meat. Anyway, so once I was like, you know what, instead of running in the door and starting these canning projects, I think I'm just going to put the meat in the fridge, put everything else away, and then I'm going to try to lay down for an hour. Maybe I'm just overtired. Long drive yesterday, didn't sleep well last night, woke up way earlier than I meant to today. Still kind of struggling with this. The neighbor wakes up at 4, and it's not her fault. That's what time she stayed up for work. And our bedroom's like, you see that wall behind you? Her bedroom's on the other side. So when her alarm goes off at 4, I'm awake. But a lot of times I can't get back to sleep. So I thought maybe I was just overtired. And I was like, I'll take a nap. I even texted Patrick, who was still at school, to let him know that when he got home to please walk the dog, because I was going to be taking a nap, and the dog would be very ready to go out by the time he got here. Couldn't really sleep, couldn't get comfortable. But I gave it about 2 hours trying, and then was like, all right, this stuff has got to get done. I have, my whole grand organizing project that I basically, February and March are going to be like set this big organizational goals for my house and for decluttering and for essentially, reorganizing my entire living space. And, very, very ambitious sounding plan at this moment. But when I got up and went downstairs, I didn't even open the refrigerator. The thought of touching meat, of smelling it, and I know fresh meat doesn't have much smell, but just the thought of even smelling it a little, I thought I was going to barf right there standing in the kitchen. So, yeah, I was like, okay, well, obviously I'm not doing that. What else can I do? What else can I work on towards this organizational goal? Um, when we had come in last night and just kind of stacked stuff up, uh, when I got home from my mother's, sometimes we're bad about like really unpacking. We just kind of, especially if we get home later than expected, and we did. We ended up leaving there almost 2 hours later than we had planned to. So, sometimes the next day it's like, oh, okay, I still got to put away my stuff from getting home last night, and then add to that, I went shopping. So, obviously the refrigerator stuff had all gotten put away right away, but I kind of just left the rest of it. So I needed to put that stuff away, and I had some of the stuff that I had canned that was out that needed to get put away, on my pantry shelves, and so I was just kind of plodding along, like jar by jar, trying to put so many things away. So many things. And finally, Patrick was like, Mom, you don't look so good. And he said it with as much kindness as one can say something like, Mom, you don't look so good. It was clearly not said in an insulting way, but in a compassionate way. And I was like, Bud, you are right. I am feeling like absolute crap. But I have so much to do. And, I just gave him the very condensed version of what I was trying to accomplish. And I've got a bunch of stuff I'm trying to get together for a donation to the food pantry that I wanted to do. I wanted to have it all set up tonight so I could do it tomorrow morning. I have to double check. I'm not even sure what hours they're open. They're not open as much as you would think that they would be to accept donations. The other thing I was thinking is that maybe I can find a church or somewhere else that's open more hours that would take donations. Because the actual town food pantry has very, very limited hours that there's actually anyone there. And they don't want people just leaving stuff. It's in the government. I've mentioned I live in the sticks. I live in a very small town. So the food pantry, the library, the historical society, the county clerk, an auditorium, a mini version of a YMCA. These things are all in one building that used to be a school. So, yeah, they don't want people just leaving stuff in the halls, which that would be so much easier to me. I feel like it's inside a building, but I don't know. Their hours are pretty limited as to when there's actually someone there to receive donations. So yeah, it would be nice if I could find somewhere else. It would be more convenient when I have stuff to donate. But I wanted to get it at least put together, the stuff that I'm going to donate. And it was like, that was like spread out across part of the kitchen counter. And then my trying to reorganize the kitchen counter, I realized I had put everything, I had moved stuff from the island, and now it was all right in front of the microwave. And if you have teenagers, you know that, like, the microwave is as important as having air. Especially if you're not going to be cooking that night. And I'm telling you, I am like fighting back the nausea right now. So basically, I just said to myself, your own kid just sent you back to bed and was like, Mom, we'll do this. We'll do this on the weekend. We're not going anywhere this weekend. We'll do the stuff you're trying to get done. Which I thought was so nice of him. It wasn't like, oh, you can do it some other time. It was like, we'll do this weekend. He's such a good kid. So I did make myself take those extra few minutes to unbury the microwave. And that's stuff I had gotten. I had made an attempt to see if I could drink diet soda. Not that I would drink it regularly, but I had been feeling just like wanting a diet cola. And I bought a 12-pack, like, one of those cases, 12-pack cases. But it's true, the bubbles, I just don't agree with my stomach anymore since I had the surgery. So even diet soda, obviously, I'm not going to be drinking. I'd hope that this long after surgery, maybe like I could sip it, but apparently not. So when I realized that, it was like, okay, these, other 11 cans of soda can definitely be donated. So I had those and some other stuff, and at least I moved them away, out of the way of the microwave, and cleared off the chair in the kitchen. And it was like, you know what? He's right. He's making more sense than I am at this point. I'm nauseous. I'm hot. And I actually stepped outside. I'm in my plant lady t-shirt here, and it's cold outside. It was snowing today. Not any accumulation, but like little flurries here and there. So it's in the high 20s. Now that it's darker, it's about 6 p.m. So it's now that it's dark out, it's probably in the low 20s. But I stepped out onto the porch, and it was just like, oh, it feels good. Like, it should have felt freezing. And it was like, okay, either you're having a hot flash, and I don't usually get them early in the day. They're usually more of a nighttime delight of this part of life. Or it's like, or you're starting to get a fever or something, because why are you feeling like it's comfortable to be standing outside in 20-something degrees in a t-shirt, whereas in the house where I like keep my thermostat at 60, my feeling is oil's expensive. If you're chilly, put on a sweater. We all own them. So, yeah, got myself inside, and I'm just feeling progressively more like crap. So I'm going to take his advice. I'm going to lay down. He's like, take a nap. I said I'm going to try to, but you know what? I'm also going to say goodnight on the off chance that I fall asleep and don't wake up before he goes to bed. But yeah, so all of the canning projects that I was hoping to do today did not happen. I did make it out to the store and remembered to buy his allergy medicine, so, that had definitely been on my list of, because I forgot to do it. It's been like becoming like a bad joke. For a week, each day, I'm like, he's running low, and he's, like, I'm counting down the days of, because it takes once a day, counting down the days. And it was like, today he took the last one this morning, and I was like, when I realized I had run errands and come home and had forgot to pick that up, I had to go back out and get it, because I was like, no, you totally are failing the mom thing today if you do not remember to go get his allergy medicine that he's going to need first thing in the morning before school. So this would be me getting not much done today, although I did get some canned stuff labeled and put away. I did get some store-bought stuff put away. Depending on how I feel tomorrow, I will either feel better and able to handle the stuff and do the canning. I couldn't even say the word because I feel so nauseous. Or if I'm hoping this is not something that's going to turn into something worse, because not like anybody likes throwing up, but it's just like, oh, the thought like of having a stomach virus is just horrible. So, yeah, I'm like trying to give myself like that little, hey, you did what you could do, and especially as somebody with a disability, somebody who has days where they can't do a lot, I definitely, I know there are days you have to just cut yourself some slack and say that this isn't going to be the most productive day. But you didn't do nothing. You did get up and do some things that were on your to-do list. Did you get through the whole list? No. Did you get to the stuff that you thought would be kind of the highlight of what you really wanted to get done today? No. But it's just not happening. And I do not feel good. So, yeah. At this point, I'm just, like, I'm feeling hot again. Like, I'm telling you, I'm ready to go out there and stand on the freaking 20-degree porch. But instead, I'm going to listen to my very wise son and try to take a nap at least, if not, I'm looking, it's 6:11 p.m. It's going to be it's one of those days. I just have to look at the positives. It could have been worse. I could have not gotten out to the store and picked up the stuff that I need for the canning projects while it was on sale. Also, could have been worse. I could have forgotten his allergy medicine and him actually not had it tomorrow, then I would have felt really bad. And hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow and I will wake up ready to go and jump right back on this list of things I want to work on. As far as my organization organizational tasks that I have been setting for myself. But not tonight. Tonight is going to be trying not to throw up, and what a lofty goal that is, huh? And maybe watching, maybe just watching some funny stuff on YouTube, but I don't even think I'm going to do that. I think, because my head is starting to hurt too. Like, as time is passing, over the last couple hours, it's gone from just I'm tired to I'm tired, I'm nauseous, I'm getting hot and cold, I'm now getting a headache. It just does not bode well for I'm going to wake up feeling great, does it? And yeah, I think I'm just going to have to be like calling it a night. I hate that. I hate, I have a stubborn streak. Ask my mother, she'll tell you about it in great detail, more than I would ever want anyone to know. Yeah, I at this point am calling it a day and cutting myself some slack instead of beating myself up over what didn't get done. And that's it. There are days like that, and we just got to look at the positives. Sometimes taking care of yourself is the most important thing you have to do. I know it from days when I wake up and have really bad headaches, and also days when I have really bad myopathy pain in my legs sometimes. On those days, not much gets done. And I had to learn to accept that. And it's the same if you're sick. Sometimes the most important thing really just is dropping the pressure you're putting on yourself to get other stuff done. I joked with Patrick. I was like, hey, if I go to bed, you got this adult thing for the evening? And he smiled. He looked at the dog, who was out cold on the couch. The dog's actually snoring a little bit. It's kind of funny. And he's like, yeah, I think I can handle it. Because really, other than getting himself something to eat, the only thing he'll have to do is really just, take the dog out once or twice before he goes to bed. And yeah, I just realized I need to throw some moisturizer on. All weekend I didn't bring my moisturizer with me down to my mother's, and so last night I used it when I got home. But yeah, my face is dry. I'm just gonna put on some moisturizer, and I think just I like sleeping with like rain kind of noise on. But now since I have the 4 a.m. alarm next door, I have to sleep with earplugs. So I have like rain noise that I can barely hear because I have my earplugs in. But the rain noise does help me to not hear other noises that I would hear through the earplugs. Things that, I don't need to get up for and therefore would rather sleep through. I'm hoping that between the rain noise and the earplugs, maybe I won't hear the alarm tomorrow. Maybe. I would really like to not wake up at 4 a.m. And let's hope that I'm sleeping tonight, because the thought of being up with a stomach virus is really unappealing. And I'm looking and I think, wow, I think I actually look pale even for me. That's not easy to do because, as you know, I pretty much always look pale. But yeah, I think I might even be actually pale. Sometimes I know I'm sick when people say, "Oh, Denise, you got some sun," or "You got some color." If my face is flushed, that's generally a sign that I'm sick. But right now, yeah, no, I'm looking kind of white, a little white and pasty looking there, for someone who doesn't have any foundation or anything on their face. So, calling it a day as far as attempting to get stuff done, and calling it a night as far as just going to try to get some rest. And I got a nice tea to sip on if I feel like it during the night. That's my big goal. Stay hydrated and try not to throw up. Some days, you gotta reset the goals. And, I'm really hoping I can not throw up. My stomach is not feeling good. And I hope you're all feeling much better than I am right now. And having a good day, whether that's being really productive doing something that needs to be done, or whether it's just having a really good day doing stuff that you enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon, and hopefully I will be more energetic and less feeling like I'm going to vomit. Thank you for watching.